Well, hello and good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to all cool cars. We got a lot of cool cars. What are we doing? Yesterday I was walking home and I saw a lifted Prius and I was like, we're gonna lift a Prius in the coming days. Sure enough, look at this. We got a squatted Prius here. This customer loves to haul stuff in their Prius. They've got a bike rack on the back, and when the bike rack is out and the bikes are on it, it creates a lever arm which really squats the back of this Prius. Look at the difference, or look at the, I can one finger between the fender lip and the top of the tire. We're gonna fix that today. We've got some off-road Prius stuff here. These are the new rear springs which are going in, which are supposed to raise the back up 2 inches. We are using Prius off-road, and we're using the front spacers, which these are cool offset metal spacers for the front. So we're gonna lift the front, I think, 1 inch, and the back 2. That should make this Prius a lot more level. Let's get to work and raise the Prius. I don't want no squatted Priuses around here. Right, so to take the rear springs out of a 2010 Prius, it's super easy. You just take the shock bolts loose, the rear end just starts flapping. You reach in here, you grab the spring, you just pop it out, put it on the floor, and you take your new extended spring or much thicker spring for lifting, and you just put the rubbers on. Make sure the rubbers are on correctly, top and bottom, and you just fit it up in there, just like, if I could do this with one hand, just goes right up in there like that. This one's a little taller. I need 2 hands. I need 2 hands. I don't think I do. Okay, almost got it. I gotta press the axle down, one hand, and in there with you. Oh, there we go. So you just do that. That's pretty much it. Bolt the shocks back up with your jack, and you've got a lifted Prius. Already looks better. Well, hello and good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to all cool cars. We got a lot of cool cars. What are we doing? Yesterday I was walking home and I saw a lifted Prius and I was like, we're gonna lift a Prius in the coming days. Sure enough, look at this. We got a squatted Prius here. This customer loves to haul stuff in their Prius. They've got a bike rack on the back, and when the bike rack is out and the bikes are on it, it creates a lever arm which really squats the back of this Prius. Look at the difference, or look at the, I can one finger between the fender lip and the top of the tire. We're gonna fix that today. We've got some off-road Prius stuff here. These are the new rear springs which are going in, which are supposed to raise the back up 2 inches. We are using Prius off-road, and we're using the front spacers, which these are cool offset metal spacers for the front. So we're gonna lift the front, I think, 1 inch, and the back 2. That should make this Prius a lot more level. Let's get to work and raise a Prius. I don't want no squatted Priuses around here. Okay, so after putting new springs on, setting the car back down, it is not on the lift, it's actually resting on its wheels. I could only get one finger in before. 4? 5. If I use and spread my thumb a little bit, that's almost 6 fingers. That's a big difference. No more squatted Prius. Now we're going to move on to the front. The front has these spacers. I got to take the wiper motor out, the cowling, and disconnect the top of the front struts, passenger side, driver's side. Okay, so once you get the hood open, you get the wiper arms off, you take off the top cowl, which is this big plastic piece. Then you have the wiper motor itself. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. The wiper motor regulator assembly. Just undo the wire, pull that out, and then you've got the lower cowl, which is this metal piece. And below the metal cowl, you can then get to the tops of the front struts, which you've got to loosen, pull the wheels off, and get the spacers in there to raise the front of the Prius. Let's do that. Okay, so we're at the point of removing the lower cowl, which is the metal one. You want to take it out so you don't scratch the paint, and just set it over here on the floor. It's pretty large. that. And now we have access to both the shock tower tops. All the hardware there. We can get those lowered down, get the spacers in there, and we can raise the front of our Prius. Look how much room is in there now. Wow. That's crazy. All right, so we're continuing our lift kit installation on our 2010 Prius. If you're not familiar with how this works, this is the front strut. I just pulled it out of the cavity here. The top of the strut bolts to the fender or the inner structure of the car. They call this the wheelhouse. It's part of the structure of the car. And the bottom part connects to the knuckle. So this part goes to the top, this goes to the knuckle. And all we're doing, we're not changing the spring or the shock, we're just adding this spacer just to the top. So we're adding the thickness of this spacer to basically push the shock down and give the effect of a lift kit. So I've already done that on the other side, but on this particular side, you can see inside here, the shock boot is torn. And I've got the shock out. I called the customer, I'm like, you know, this is the time to fix this. Problem is I can't get another boot today. And I didn't think it'd be that hard. Thought I could get one readily, but they're like out of stock. So this project's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. I did finish this side. You can see the new strut spacer right inside here. You can see the design on that. And from the, let's turn the light on here. Oh, there we go. You can see up in there. So the installed strut is connected to the knuckle down below, and the top part there, way up here, see the new part where my finger's touching? That's your spacer. Just spaces it down an inch or so. So that effectively pushes the wheel down, which gives you more of a clearance between your tire and the bottom of the wheel arch right here. So we're talking 1 inch in the front, and I was mistaken on the rear. I thought it was only going to be a 2-inch lift. I didn't realize this car had 2-inch lowering springs. So it's going to be a 4-inch lift in the rear. Kind of like what you're seeing there. Well, maybe a little less. It's on the lift right now. So it's going to be quite different. I will post more tomorrow when I get the boot in stock and we'll get this thing and drive it. How's that? All right. Good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. We're picking up where we left off yesterday. We removed the strut from here. We're getting ready to put our lift kit on our Prius, but the boot was broken. It took me a while to find one. I was surprised that a boot is so hard to find. Let's come over to this side of the shop. I've got the strut in question in our Brannick 7600, fantastic, lovely strut compressor that my mother purchased for me out of sheer pity because I was using the... Okay, as I was saying before my camera card filled up, my mother purchased this Brannick 7600 spring compressor for me because she felt sorry for me as I was using the old single clamp ones, which were very dangerous. Thank you, Mama. I really appreciate it. I love you. So what are we doing? We're getting rid of this torn up boot that's inside the strut here, and we've got a brand new boot. Took a while to get this. We're going to put this boot in this shock, or this spring, whatever you call it. We're going to put the boot in here and make it all work. This is a fairly new shock. I don't want water and grit to get down in there and break the seal and blow out the shock. Okay, let's do that. Two-stroke turbo fans, we are back. Stella's back from vacation, giving us a little shake there. And she's going to probably lay down in the sun. This is the winter sun. It's 30 degrees and sunny. It's a beautiful day to lift a Prius. Look at this thing. It's lifted. We are talking... Okay. When the car first came in, I could barely get one finger between the top of the tire and the bottom of the fender. We now have... I don't have enough fingers, really. I mean, I can put my palm completely vertical and there's still room. So I'm saying 6 fingers, and we also lifted the front, and that came up a couple inches. That's a little tighter. That's 5 fingers. So that really made a big difference in the stance of the car. I hope the customer likes it. It's not stretching any brake lines. The alignment seems to be right on. It's just a lot higher. Instead of sagging or squatting in the back, it's now raised in the back. And that's probably good if you're going to put your bikes on the back, you know, for leverage, skis, people, gear, even dogs. You want to take your dog for a ride? You get a big heavy dog in there, really sags the back. Not anymore. Still, it's just kind of loafing around. And we're going to go take this for a drive, make sure everything is tight, doesn't rattle, and the alignment is spot on. I'm pretty sure it is. I checked the toe, and that's really all I can adjust. So we'll take it for a drive and see. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this jacking up a Prius episode. I don't know that it's a thing. It seems to be a thing here in the Pacific Northwest, but I don't know about the rest of the country. I've seen quite a few of them around here, but maybe it's the new thing. You need to get in on it. All right, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.